Hello, and welcome to MondayQuarterback.com for your latest installment of Fantasy Football. This week we're going to talk about running backs, wide receivers, keepers, sleepers, studs, and duds. Eric, what do you think?
For you running backs, I think my keeper is going to be Beanie Wells. Beanie Wells plays for Arizona, and Beanie Wells is a rookie this year, and he's going to have most of the carries.
Damon?
I'm going to go with Steve Slayton from Houston. He showed last year that he can be lightning in a bottle, and I think he's going to prove it for this year and a few more years to come.
I like Sean Green. Sean Green is a rookie this year. Should have an excellent year spelling Thomas Jones. How about sleepers? Damon?
I'm going to go with Ryan Grant as my sleeper. After a kind of a down year last year, I think this year he's going to fight back from those injuries and have a pretty decent season. You can get him in probably the fourth round and maybe get second round player out of it.
Eric?
I like Joseph Adai. Adai had a bad season last year. He was hurt. He's been hurt in the off season, and I think Adai's starting to get healthy again. Indianapolis drafted to kind of get rid of Adai, and I think Adai has a lot to prove.
I like Ronnie Brown as a sleeper. I think Ronnie Brown has a lot to look forward to being a contract year. Studs, I'm going with MJD. He's got the backfield to himself this year. I'm looking forward to it.
Chris Johnson is without a doubt a total stud. He will be a touchdown machine this year. 15 TDs, Chris Johnson.
I'm going to stick with Michael Turner. If you saw him last year and you've seen him this preseason, you know he's got stud written all over him.
All right, let's go with duds. Damon?
I'm going to go with Matt Forte. I think he's way overranked in all the preseason magazines, and I have a feeling they're going to try passing a little more, and Forte's not going to be the lone man like he was last year at Chicago, getting all the looks.
I disagree with you there, Damon. I'm going to go with Julius Jones. I think that Julius Jones is going to be a dud. I think he's going to get spelled, and I'm not a Julius Jones fan anymore. Eric?
Steven Jackson is a has-been, and he is just going downhill the last 3 or 4 years. Steven Jackson has no offense, and if they're going to count on Mark Bolger to make Steven Jackson a better running back, they're sadly mistaken.
All right, let's go to wide receivers real quick. What do you think about your keepers? Eric, let's start with you.
I like from the New York Giants, Steve Smith. Steve Smith is now the starter, and he will have a good rapport with Eli Manning.
Damon?
I'm going to go with Percy Harvin out of Minnesota. I think he's going to be a beast. Maybe not exactly this year, but you grab him now and you keep him for the years to come.
I'm going with Jeremy Maclin. He's probably the fastest man on the Philadelphia Eagles. Probably got the best hands on the team. Said and done, Maclin will be a stud come later on. Let's go to sleepers. Damon?
Going with Anthony Gonzalez in Indianapolis. This is his year to fully take over Harrison's role and get hooked up with Peyton Manning for quite a few more touchdowns than we've seen.
All right.
Can anyone be a sleeper on Indianapolis? That's the question I got.
Well,
I think the round that he's going in, that if you get him in 4th, 5th round, you might get pretty good value out of that.
4th or 5th round. I'd like to be in your draft. Donald Driver is my sleeper. Donald has Rodgers throwing him the ball, and he's not going to have the pressure because Greg Jennings is going to take all that pressure off of him. Driver will get 8 touchdowns this year.
I'm going to go with Josh Morgan. Josh Morgan is a absolute sleeper. Plays for the San Francisco 49ers and has developed an exceptional relationship with their quarterback. All right, let's go studs.
You can't get much more obvious than Randy Moss. That's who I'm picking.
Randy Moss.
I think we're going to see the Randy of 2 years ago hooking back up with Brady. If you can get him, go for it.
Not 07 anymore. Greg Jennings. Just like Driver's going to be the sleeper, Jennings going to be the stud. And I don't think there's a whole lot more to say.
Jennings going to be the second or third receiver going in the draft.
He will be the fourth receiver going in the draft.
Fourth receiver, okay. I'm going to go with T.O. I think you can get T.O. in early third round. And I think he is a value stud for your money.
Early fourth round of most drafts. But
Early third round.
He got studs and duds, kind of confused.
All right, let's go to duds. How about you, Eric?
With the recent injury to Matt Castle, I think Dwayne Bowe is going to be a dud. He's had problems with his coach, and he's had problems with his attitude all spring training. So Dwayne Bowe is my dud.
Damon?
my dud is TJ Who's Your Mama? Well, it ain't Matt Hasselbeck. Got the wrong Matt. The offensive line's falling apart in Seattle, and I don't think Matt's going to stay healthy. I think TJ is in for a dud season.
I'm going to go with Brandon Marshall as a dud. I think that a new quarterback and a new coach and everything that's going on with the Denver Broncos, I believe that Brandon Marshall is going to be a dud this year. That's this week's installment of MondayQuarterback.com. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you next week. Good luck at your drafts. We'll be here.
I think he got studs and duds confused.
Good night.